Heikki Kovalainen, and scoring his fourth Grand Prix win of the season, extending his lead in the World Championship for Vodafone McLaren Mercedes, Lewis Hamilton. Lewis, difficult to know where to start. What a race. Diabolical conditions, started behind the safety car, pressure initially from your teammate Fernando Alonso, and then an incident with Robert Kubica.
Yes, a very, very eventful race. I think there was so many times during the race where I'm sure it went through all the drivers' heads, we should stop the race. It was sometimes very, very tricky, and then sometimes it was drying up, well, not drying up, but easier to drive. And, we had obviously the safety car at the beginning, and I was so eager to get going. And, after the first safety car, obviously, at the beginning, got off to a decent start. I didn't particularly feel any pressure from Fernando. I was saving fuel and easily driving away, and could have, if needed to, pushed more if he was on my tail. And then we came to do the pit stops, and I came out and I heard that he had been off, but come back on, and he was 5 places behind me or something like that. So that was a plus, and I just had to try and keep it on the track. But then obviously I collided with Robert, and it was just so tricky out there. I couldn't see in my mirrors. My visor was all fogged up, so I could see very, very little, and it was foggy. And so I didn't see that he was on the inside of me, and very fortunate I still finished.
It sounds as if you're taking the blame for that one. If you could perhaps add to that. And then was the car damaged after that? Because you were a little bit slow after that incident for a few laps.
Well, I didn't say I was taking the blame for it. I think when you're behind someone, you have to take it easy, especially with regards to the conditions. And I couldn't see him. It was clear. Like you just said, that maybe he was a little bit too far behind or not fully up the inside to make the move. But I couldn't see him. I couldn't hear him. And he touched me. And for him, it wasn't really a risk he needed to take. He could have taken me down the straight or somewhere else or whatever. But and then I felt that there was a vibration, and I thought, shoot, there's something wrong with my car. The rear tire was going down, or there was something wobbling, and I had it through the rest of the race. There was some big vibration, and I was very fortunate. The team said the car seems to be okay, so just keep it on the track.
How did the race feel now that it's finished? Did it feel unbelievably long? What were the closing laps like? What was the restart like behind the second safety car?
Yeah, it was the longest race probably of my life. It just seemed to go on and on and on. And once we had the safety car, obviously when we were behind the safety car, I was constantly onto my my engineers saying, hey, look, tell the Red Bull team to tell Mark to just make a little bit more of a gap, because I couldn't go any faster because the pace car was in front of me, so I was trying to keep the distance with him. But then I'd move over just in case, because I couldn't see Mark, and all of a sudden he would just appear alongside me, so he kept out braking himself. And I thought, I felt something was going to happen. And I guess I was right, my instincts told me right. But and then we did the restart again when we were behind the safety car, and Heikki was behind me. I was again nervous, just hoped that we didn't collide, but he did a good job. And the last few laps, the team were telling me to slow down. You're still a second faster than everyone. And I said, well, I'm going as slow, really, as I feel comfortable doing. And, but toward the last couple of laps, I just took it really easy because it was so wet, and, my tyres are getting old, and aquaplane in. It would have been easy to take it off. But I'm thrilled to take it, bring it home, and great for the team.
Congratulations to you,
Thank
Lewis.
you.
Heikki Kovalainen, the first ever podium with 2 Finns on it, and you beat the other Finn, the illustrious Kimi Räikkönen. What a race that was in the closing stages.
Yeah, tell me about it. What a rollercoaster year it's been for us, especially myself. And then this weekend again, making a little bit of a gamble with the car yesterday, hoping it would be dry today. And then this morning it was raining probably more than yesterday. So, things didn't look fantastic at the start of the race, but you never give up. You always keep going, and you never know what happens. And our strategy worked out really well today. So I think the team deserves, one podium at least from this year. And today the pace was good at the end of the race. Good fight with Kimi. I knew I couldn't see him. My mirrors were steamed up, but I saw my pit board, and every lap was a second closer to me. So I knew at some point he's going to attack. But I managed to keep him behind, so it's fantastic.
What was it like? I know you've just described it. What was it like actually having that pressure from Kimi in terms of your concentration level, and where you felt maybe he was quicker than you, perhaps where you had an advantage?
I had no idea, to be honest, where he was quicker. I think he was probably everywhere a little bit quicker. The gap was coming down so fast. All I could do is just to stay on the tracks, that Lewis's car was leaving on the track, and I was aquaplaning in many places, and I really wanted to take the second place, so I was willing to take a risk, and I kept flat out through those aquaplaning moments and just hoped that I don't lose the car, and I managed to keep it on the track, so that was the key.
Absolutely fantastic drive. Congratulations to you.
Thank you.
And Kimi, a brilliant drive from you too, from the back of the field, sadly. Tell us about that decision off the line to be on the Bridgestone wet rather than the extreme wet and having to come in so early in the race.
Yeah, we made a decision to start on the intermediates. It started to rain a bit before behind the safety car, but that wasn't really the issue. It was more for me at least to see anything, because on the straight I couldn't see the car even it was 50 meters front of me. But now after the race I heard that there was some new rules, so they force everybody to start on the full wets, but the FIA or the race control or whoever forgot to tell our team that kind of rule came out, and they forced us to pit behind the safety car, so it cost us a lot, but nothing what we could do on that point. Was in the last place and all race couldn't really do much because I couldn't see anything, and just tried to get past people in the lowest part of the circuit, because then you can see much more. And then tried to overtook Heikki. Actually, I got past him in the last lap, but went a bit too fast, and he got me on exit again. But the biggest problem was really to try to see the circuit or the other cars, and it was a quite difficult race, but at least we got something out of it.
You did, a podium finish, of course, and still alive in the World Championship. But what was the car like in terms of the downforce level you had? Like Heikki, it appeared that you were pretty quick in a straight line and therefore not a lot of grip on the slow corners. And beyond that, you seemed to go off quite a lot, but not lose a lot of time whenever you did go off.
Yeah, I complained off quite many times, but it just kept coming back, and I had many moments on there, but we basically had the car set up on the try, so it wasn't perfect for the wet. But I thought that we had a good car, but for sure if you're in front and you can see something, it's much easier. So we could have gone fast, but we were basically whole race to try to get past people and try to get somewhere. But I think so. We lost points for Lewis again, but we couldn't do much after the first pit stop when we were forced to change the tires.
Well done to you, Kimi. And returning to you, Lewis, for some final thoughts. Plenty of firsts this year for you. Your first win in the wet has to be a special moment for any racing driver.
It definitely is, and lots of thoughts going through my mind. Obviously, driving in the wet, leading, and doing your last lap, thinking about some of the races that Senna was in and Prost, and it sort of makes me feel that I'm on my way to achieving something similar to them. But I'm just really thankful for the team. They did a fantastic job, really, really pushing hard with all the stuff that's going on. And also my family, just been a long, long, hard year. I know you're all watching, so thank you for all the support. And also to the fans, especially here this weekend, the Japanese fans have been superb. I've never known, they're crazy. To sit in the rain that's been here, it's been phenomenal. So thanks to them as well.
A phenomenal win by Lewis Hamilton of Vodafone McLaren Mercedes. Now, if we could have some words from Heikki and Kimi in Finnish, beginning with Heikki.
Huomenta vaan tietenkin kaikille sen Suomeen. Siellä taitaa olla vielä aikainen aamu ja täällä meni nyt nämä kahinat ihan mukavasti, että vaikka eilen ei nyt ihan hirveän hyvältä näyttänyt, niin tänään kuitenkin saatiin ajettua hyvää kisaa ja pysyttiin tiellä ja oli vaikeat olosuhteet ja alussa oli paljon vettä ja oli liukasta ja näin poispäin, mutta mun mielestä tämä on kuitenkin meidän tallille tärkeä juttu ja meidän talli kyllä ansaitsee tämän palkintopallisijan tältä vuodelta, että vaikka on ollut tämmöinen vuodistorata tämä vuosi, että on ollut vaikeuksia ja välillä vähän mennyt paremmin, välillä huonommin, niin kuitenkin talli on tehnyt kovasti töitä ja heille siitä kova kiitos. Ja toivottavasti tämä nyt jatkuu tästä, että nämä on ihan mukavia kisoja tällaiset ja toivottavasti nämä tulisi vielä lisää.
Thank you, Heikki. And now Kimi in Finnish.
No, tietenkin olisi voinut mennä paremminkin, mutta oikeastaan alussa kun lähdettiin noilla intermediate-renkailla, niin oli joku sääntö tullut yhtäkkiä, että kaikkien pitää lähteä täyden sadekelirenkaalla, mutta ei meidän tiimille unohdettiin kertoa semmoinen ja me oli pakko tulla vaihtaa renkaat siinä safety carin perässä tai me ollaan saatu musta lippu, että se oikeastaan haittaisi aika paljon, että sen jälkeen viimeiseltä sieltä tuo vesisuihkus on vaikea, kun ei näe mitään ensinnäkään ja ohitella kaikkiin, mutta tietenkin saatiin ihan hyvä lopputulos, että tietenkin hävittiin pisteissä taas Hamiltonille, mutta ei maha mitään, että kokeillaan, että tässä on vielä muutama kisa jäljellä ja yritetään taistella, että katsotaan mitä saadaan aikaisemmin.
Thank you, guys.